Welcome to Critical Thinking Ministry. I am back and it feels so good. I took a hiatus to help my daughter regarding her future plans, and I am happy to report all is well. God is truly good. Since I have been away for a while, I am not going to belabor the time, so let's just jump right in. Let's go. Let's learn together. In the last video, I stated I would do an in-depth study on the word Gentile and determine who really are the biblical Gentiles and who they are now. Now, in order to make this study easier, I will break it up in increments of 15 minutes or so. So, first, we need to remember the Bible was not originally written in English. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew and a little bit in Aramaic, and the New Testament was written in Greek. So, in order to truly understand the English translation of a word, it would be prudent to understand the original Hebrew or Greek word. So, if I were to ask any churchgoer today, what is the definition of the word Gentile? We have been taught to say anyone who is not a Jew. Well, let's see if that is indeed true. The first point I want to make, if the word Gentile is a generic word meaning anyone who is not a Jew, then the question becomes, why is the word always capitalized in the Bible? Again, always capitalized. Although I'm not a grammarian, I do know you only capitalize proper names, places, and things. For example, in the sentence, the people of Nigeria like the sport soccer, we didn't capitalize people, sport, soccer because they are not proper nouns. But we did capitalize Nigeria because it is the proper name of a country, which is called a proper noun. Let's show another example. Jamaicans are known for jerk chicken. Jamaicans is capitalized because it's the proper name of the people of the country of Jamaica. But notice chicken is not capitalized because chicken is a common noun, and you don't capitalize common nouns. So, now that we have a better understanding of proper and common nouns, let's go to a site called www.blueletterbible.com, which I have to say is my favorite site for biblical research. This site truly has it all. It has definitions, pronunciations, etymology, and so much more. If you want to look smart biblically, definitely use this site. So I went to Blue Letter Bible site, and even when I typed in the word Gentile with a lower G, every passage came up with Gentile with a capital G. And I wonder why. Please don't take my word for it. If you want to do it right now, go to blueletterbible.com, type in the word Gentile with a lower G, hit enter and see what happens. I want you to look for yourselves. From the Old Testament to the New Testament, every reference to Gentile is capitalized, meaning this is a specific group of people and not a general name like them, us, they, others, etc. Again, I'm going to break this study up in several parts as to not overwhelm us. So, now to point 2. The word translated as Gentile is actually the Hebrew word goy, G-O-Y, in the singular, or goyim, G-O-Y-I-M, in the plural. And the general meaning of the word means people or nation, per dictionary.com and Merriam-Webster.com. Now, what is important to understand in translating the word goy, it is up to the original writer of the book to determine who he is talking about, because the same Hebrew word goy will be translated different ways. For example, in some passages, goy will be translated as Gentiles. In others, heathens. In others, peoples. In others, nations. So, through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, the writer knows which group he is referring to. Let me show you what I mean. In Genesis 10:5, it reads, "By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations." When I click on nations, the Hebrew word that was used was goy. When I clicked on Gentiles, the same word was used, goy. Interesting. Let's look at another passage. 2 Kings 6:18. "And when they came down to him, Elijah prayed unto the Lord, said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness." If you click on the word people, again, the Hebrew word that was used was goy. Again, this is so interesting, and you and I wouldn't know this unless we knew the Hebrew word. Let's do one more. Leviticus 25:44. "Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you, and of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids." Now, click on heathen. What do you see? Again, the same Hebrew word goy was used. Again, the writers of the Bible knew who was who. They knew when it meant Gentiles, when it meant heathens, when it meant peoples, when it meant nations. So, to reiterate, the word Gentile is always capitalized as a proper noun, indicating it's not a general term for anyone who is not a Jew, but is describing a specific people, like we capitalize Nigerian, Canadian, German, Portuguese. If we allow the Bible to interpret itself, the word Gentile is talking about a specific people. Interestingly enough, those people today are known by a different name. And I'll give you a hint of that name. It begins with the letter E. Do you think you know who they are? Okay, I'll give you a bigger hint since it's been a while since the last video. In Romans 11:13, Paul says of himself, "Now I am speaking to you Gentiles, Inasmuch then as I am an apostle to the Gentiles, I magnified my ministry. Now, before I end this part of the lesson on Gentiles, Paul took 3 missionary journeys in order to reach the Gentiles. In the back of every Bible, there is a copy of the map of those 3 missionary journeys. For the next lesson, I want you to study where Paul went in order to reach the Gentiles. Notice during your study where he went and notice where he didn't go. Look up the modern names of the countries on the map to see how we describe them today. And while you're looking at the map, I want you to determine what major country controls all those territories. Remember, the goal of critical thinking ministry is not to tell you what to think, but the goal is to encourage you to think. On the next teaching, I'm going to go into detail on where Paul went and why. I also will explain in detail why he didn't go to other places and how this disproves without a doubt that the word Gentile means everyone who is not a Jew. So, until we meet again, remember, faith plus critical thinking will always lead you to truth. God bless you.